Is this the greatest crash out in American history, perhaps world history? The feud, the hissy fit between Donald Trump and Elon Musk. I mean, it's a very fluid situation as we speak. But if you have a run through this Twitter feud, it is epic. It has American exceptionalism, the thing which held American power together, that view of America, now has become America exceptionally bad, highly dodgy. The implications for Australia and the world are enormous, and we'll get there in one tick, but just to have a quick run through the basics here. The big bomb, according to Elon, he tweeted this morning, was that Donald Trump was in the Epstein files, basically calling Trump a pedophile. Donald Trump would not have won the election without me, said Elon. Donald responded that he would have to cancel Elon's government contracts. Tesla shares crashed again, down 13% when we last saw them. It is massive. But there's one thing that really is particularly pertinent for Australia, and that is that Elon was given the keys to the castle, to the Washington mainframes. He has all the data. He has the Epstein files. He has everything. So he'll lose out financially. However, the implications for Australia are absolutely enormous. Because remember when Trump gave Elon all this access to government data, if you let that sink in, what does that mean? Does that mean that he's now got Pine Gap, Northwest Cape, all the Australian security stuff? Surely that means that he does, including every other country in the world, now held by a US billionaire, the world's richest man. Probably not the world's richest man by now. He'd be dropping by the hour. But in any case, the Five Eyes, Pine Gap, and so on. David Shoebridge, the Green Senator, came out this morning and said, as we've been saying for some time, there's an urgent need for an inquiry into AUKUS, a joint parliamentary inquiry, because AUKUS, our commitment to pay these guys $370 billion for submarines, as Malcolm Turnbull said again this morning, which will probably never arrive. Admiral Barry, the top guy in the AUKUS hierarchy, has said that it's very high risk. I mean, we actually have to look at this now. Here we are, our main ally, America, is committing a genocide with Israel in Gaza, a genocide of the Palestinians. Netanyahu, their dear friend, is just threatening, champing at the bit to bomb Iran, which will have devastating effects on the world, on the Middle East particularly. Russia, Ukraine, completely blowing up, out of control, a conflict that Trump said that he would end on day one. And worse for Australia is the fact that Pete Hegseth, the Defence Secretary, Donald's specially chosen Defence Secretary, Hegseth gave a speech a few days ago, basically waving the finger at China and giving Australia little room to move. Hegseth, in this speech, which was called the Peace Through Strength Address to an Asian Forum, Hegseth said that while the US was not here to impose its will on you, he said to the friendly powers, he did not seem to give Washington's allies a choice. They're demanding that we increase the AUKUS spend, our defence spend, which, let's face it, Australia is not battle ready. 9 years of coalition neglect, procurement, disasters in the tens of billions of dollars, which haven't yet been rectified by the Albanese government. We can't defend ourselves. We're sort of cornered a bit with the US, but at the same time, we have to distance ourselves because, let's face it, have a look at the track record here of the US dragging Australia into foreign wars. Vietnam, disaster. Afghanistan, disaster. Iraq, unmitigated disaster. What's next? China? The most important thing a government can do, its number one priority, is to keep its citizens safe. Defence is absolutely critical. We're not really in a position to do that without the US, and the US is so erratic at the moment that they're not really a decent ally. They've got us, through our relationship with Israel, actually breaking international law, because you have to do everything you can to stop genocide under the Geneva Convention, and we're not doing that, and America's actively participating, as is the UK. Our foreign affairs is just in absolute disarray. So what needs to happen is an objective look at this whole situation. They're saying China and Iran are the enemies. Neither China nor Iran have invaded another country in decades. But America has been involved in more than 100 proxy wars in different countries. So we really need to look at all that. They've dragged us into this war with Yemen at the periphery. So we're bombing civilians there, or they're bombing civilians, and we're part of the Red Sea Task Force. They call it a campaign. That's a war you rarely hear about. I think we just got to face the facts. With the Epstein files, which is going to loom large because Elon purports to have them, here we have a country that a pedophile ring at the highest levels. Musk says Trump was involved with Epstein in those activities. But overall, if you look at America, it is well documented the abuse of minors in Epstein's pedophile ring. But what are the US? What are the Department of Justice? Not one prosecution. So if you look at the situation, here is a country which can't even protect its children from a high-level pedophile ring and blackmail ring where the politicians are being blackmailed, children are being abused. The Department of Justice has not brought one prosecution. The people are too powerful. Is that the kind of country we really want to be allied with? Are they really? It's about time we asked ourselves, are we the good guys, or do we need to pursue a more independent foreign policy?